Oh, it's happened again. Shots fired in the CHOP zone, where protests have been going on for more than 3 weeks. The first one happened Saturday and then again last night. We now have a total of 3 victims from this weekend, with 1 person dead. King 5's Callie Greenberg joins us live from downtown Seattle. So, Callie, what do we know about this latest shooting that happened yesterday?
So what police are reporting overnight is that they're investigating 1, possibly 2 shootings that happened within the protest zone. A spokesperson with Harborview says someone was transported to the hospital with a gunshot wound around 11 p.m. last night. They're in serious condition right now. And people who were in the zone are saying they started hearing gunfire around 10 p.m. last night. Take a listen.
I do see some,
Now, this is a clip of a live stream taken by Sean Gui. In the video, you clearly just heard the gunshots. The Twitter account, Seattle_CIC, which has been tweeting information about events inside CHOP, posted someone fired a gun right in front of them. They ran into their car, and thankfully they were able to warn a group of people marching back from the West Precinct. Now, police have released limited information, just that they're currently investigating those possible shootings. This is the second shooting to happen in the protest area this past weekend. 1 person was killed, another seriously hurt on Saturday morning. What Seattle police and fire say is that it was difficult to access those victims on Saturday because police say they were met with a, quote, violent crowd, which made it hard to enter and secure the area. So the fire department's policy says that paramedics cannot enter a violent scene until that area has been secured by police. Now, as a result of Saturday morning's deadly shooting, what the fire department says it's done is it's loaned 2 sets of wheeled stretchers and basic medical supplies to medical volunteers within the protest area there. They've also set up points of contact just outside the zone that they have not identified. But this individual who was shot overnight was taken by private vehicle. And as of right now, we don't even know if 911 was contacted. Live in Seattle, Callie Greenberg, King 5 News.